We bring in our Will Puckett tonight. Will, the Knoxville Diocese Bishop Mark Beckman actually met the Pope after he was named appointed by the Pope bishop.
Yeah, he said he told him that, quote, "We love you and thank you for what you're doing for the church," in their brief exchange. The Diocese of Knoxville says there are 78,000 Catholics in East Tennessee, and tonight they continue to mourn the death of Pope Francis while they await his funeral on Saturday. Bishop Beckman is remembering the life of the pontiff, who he says cared for those in the margins and showed the true heart of Christians around the world. As bells toll outside Sacred Heart Cathedral, Bishop Mark Beckman is remembering a pope who cared for all.
My first reaction was disbelief, and then a real feeling of sadness came over me.
A text across his phone Monday morning told him of the death of Pope Francis, a pope often seen as a source of light for so many, living out that teaching.
With Pope Francis in this year of hope, I was contemplating what the world needs more than ever, I think, these days, is that sense of hope.
The diocese says nearly 3% of East Tennesseans practice Catholicism. As the funeral of this pontiff approaches and the journey to find a new one gets underway, the bishop believes all Christians feel the impact of this moment.
One of the things that Pope Francis was uniquely able to do was to be a representative of Christianity, not just for Catholics, but he really did, I think, inspire many Christians throughout the world.
Pope Francis often doubling down on tending to the needy, leaving behind a legacy of supporting those often left unsupported and lifting up the plight of the poor.
I think his accessibility to the people has been beautiful. His presence, especially when there's a suffering person.
Now, as the Pope who often asked, "Who am I to judge?" is laid to rest, the man tapped to carry the Catholic faith forward is left with sizable shoes to fill.
I hope indeed that in selecting the next pope, that whoever is chosen will have that ability also to speak to the people of the world. I think the closeness matters.
Now, next Monday, this coming Monday, that is, at 6 o'clock, a memorial mass will be held inside Sacred Heart Cathedral for Pope Francis as the diocese says goodbye and turns its sights to the conclave to start afterwards.
All right, Will, you're learning the pieces a lot of folks may not be even aware of in the process of electing the next pope.
Yeah, so I asked the bishop what people should watch for in this process that really strikes him. He says, of course, watching from the white smoke to arise from the Vatican is always a powerful moment, but the bishop actually went in depth into the process of informing the next pope who receives the 2/3 of the College of Cardinals vote. He says that person is actually asked if they accept that nomination. He says the entire process is fascinating, but the option to accept it or not is one in particular that he finds especially poignant.
A lot of eyes will be on that over the next, month or so. Appreciate it, Will.